Hey everybody! So this is I'm doing this just in case basically my computer's still busted, and this is the best I can do under the circumstances. But I have spent the last few hours getting these guys as together as possible, and I'm going to talk through basically the difficulties building this if you're a purist, if you are 3D modeling, if you don't have access to 3D modeling, and if you don't like painting. Yeah, so some part substitutions have obviously happened. Why is that? Because some of these pieces don't even officially exist. So Gaaki's using a Tarek's helmet because there is no the mask there is, yeah, it's a custom mask. Doesn't exist yet. So not all of us have access to 3D printers. So I think that, coming up with something that someone can just grab quickly, chuck a bit of silver spray paint on is legit. Fuck it. Yeah, as Tiny's just pointed out, weirdly enough, I wasn't able to get 3D printed parts in the space of 4 hours. Not that anyone was asking me to. Like, I realized this is completely bonkers. But I did a bit of prep work. I saw the finalists. I kind of got the core pieces that I knew I'd need. And it's just been trying to get the main piece for the last few hours. But let's see if I can get you in closer. A second. Get you in closer. And we'll look at each one by one. So why don't we start off with Pooks? Because I have a little bit of a story with Pooks, and hopefully the focus will decide what the fuck it's doing in a minute. So I'm going to share my thoughts as well. So this is pretty much all legit purist, except for the shield is spray painted in a kind of a storm metallic dark grey. The pommels are also spray painted. However, I believe those actually do come in a kind of a dark grey, sparkly kind of color. I think it's they do come in a purist piece, but they're kind of difficult to get hold of. So that's why those are spray painted. These are, in fact, you can probably just tell if you look really closely, they're dark red ones from Exoforce, and I actually had them set aside to build Miserix at some point. For those of you who are familiar with the Miserix model. The Kakama is obviously spray painted in the same kind of pearl dark, kind of storm grey. Sorry, the camera is mirrored to reality here. And I think this is where I'm going to have my first comment on like the masks that came out here. Like, I find it really ironic that people were complaining about the lack of variety and freedom that people would have during this whole contest, because they were worried about the restrictions of the Metro. And then, like, what was it, like half the frigging Pooks entries had a Kakama? It's like, oh, a Kakama on a Tower of Stone, that's original. Like, not like to throw too much shade on the people that went for it, and obviously it won, so people clearly were happy with that happening. And at least in this case, the build of Pooks is very different to Pohatu, so the odds of getting them mixed up is fairly low. Was going to say, and yes, the winning model has like a custom Kakama, but we don't all have just custom Kakama lying around. And actually, this has actually reminded me of a project that I'm kind of working on, and that is to take the original Matter masks and kind of stretch them out. But anyway, that's that. I'll move quickly on to Gaaki, because she's in the background there. Gaaki is possibly the most straightforward, I would say. Yes, this this is the horror underneath, but I could not find a decent way of fitting a Victorian helmet on quickly, even though I'm sure there is like half a dozen ways of doing it online. I don't have access to my computer, so that's that. I'm going to try and get this camera sorted out, because this is a well dodgy camera angle at the moment. Hang on a minute. I'm even going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back so we get the whole team. Yes. That's more like it. Yeah. So Gaaki is the most straightforward. Obviously, you get this from the Asanui. These pieces are from Spinax, but they're also from a couple of other sets. I think I can't. Oh, Hydraxon. I just seem to have a few lying around, and the limbs are obviously way more common than you'd expect. The sword is from Lezovic. It's from Lezovic and also Hydraxon. So not incredibly easy pieces to get. A lot of these models have. Oh, where is Pooks? Pooks is over here. Sorry, I've just gone through Pooks. There you go. The whole team. Oh my, there we go. Yeah, there are some fun things that each model seems to be doing on the back. I haven't gone too much into getting the backs to match up exactly. Next up, should we look at Bomonga? Should we look at Bomonga? I'm going to lift him up because this is something interesting. And somebody asked a minute ago, why is he wearing a Faxon? Because the winning model wears a Faxon. I'm not sure what other mask you'd expect me to use. It is, however, a slightly tweaked Faxon designed by Galvanize, I think, which perfectly nice mask. Not sure why they felt the need to use an updated version, because it just makes it. And now we start to hit some of the structural issues with this model. These feet are held on with just these ball joints, which really are not very secure. I do have a fix for this. It will result in getting rid of this inner chest cover, which not everyone will be a fan of. And you might catch some blue tints on some of the parts, and that's because, believe it or not, I didn't have 5 Hagah torsos just lying around the place. So I spray painted a couple of blue ones. I am going to try and get the camera angle even better. Second. Whoa, there we go. And maybe you're starting to get some of the idea of how these scale together. I think they scale pretty well. They're all pretty much, even Bomonga here, who I'm going to give you some more angles of now. So if you see the winning entry, the shield is armored this way or angled this way. And that is basically, as far as I can tell, hold on with a single pin on what would normally be the back of the gearbox. There are no doubt tons and tons of ways of making that more stable. I've completely missed all of the comments. Sorry, guys. I'm just sort of trying to get through the models initially, and then kind of I'll answer questions afterwards. The build. So I've had to substitute a couple of pieces here. Whoops. These should actually be the gears that appear on the back of the Toa Mata. Unfortunately, I didn't have those, or at least not enough. So they're just regular gears. But I think this is where we start to come to the topic of shoulder articulation, which I know is an issue, a fun area for a lot of us. Someone said I saw that this model that Pouks makes the shoulder mod cannon. Here's the weird thing, is that despite everything, you can still completely build this model with the regular shoulder connection. You don't need to have this ball joint here for it to work. So yeah, I think a lot of these things are going to be down to the artwork, and also once I've done giving a once over, I will look slightly more at the topics and see which bits of these, because these, remember, are not the final Hagah. I mean, particularly these, because I've kind of thrown them together in a few hours, but there are elements of most of the entries, I think, that are subject to change. In fact, weirdly enough, I think Bomonga might even be subject to change of all of the, like the mask, color, and staff. So we'll get onto that. And speaking of the staff, this is really difficult to hold. These fingers are attached there. So I've substituted a piece. I've used the 3-length axles with a stop. So see if I can get a light closer up there. There we go. These axles I've used to come to a stop here. There we go. To hold this chest cover in. The actual original model uses what the newer kind of pin axle pieces. However, they are tricky to get, and well, they're mainly just tricky to get, and also tricky to get in colors that work. This staff, I had a bit of fun with. This staff, that's why I call the channel Tammy Calamity, because I originally was looking for black hose from the Rock Raiders series. For anyone who's a fan of Rock Raiders, unfortunately that hose is way too big, but then I found one of these, and I'm not entirely sure which set it's from, but I think it's from a Bionicle or Robo Rider set. It was just sitting in my collection, and he does need this. I think there'll be another one to put here, but weirdly enough, I didn't have another one on me at the time. You do really need this for the fingers to be able to grip. That foot is just not staying the fuck on. I am going to have to mod that. But yeah, for this hand to really grip. And these fingers can do some really weird things. So yeah, trying to get these to grip around is fun. Also, this entire torso section is actually more complex than I was expecting. I don't think it needs to be, but sorry, I realized the lighting's really bad the closer I get to the camera. But yeah, this is in fact one of the weird connectors from 2004, the ones with the little rubber insert. And that goes through. It's kind of fun looking at the breakdown. I'd say instructions. I don't think they've provided instructions yet. I'm sure the instructions will come for these winning models. Yeah. And this gold, that was just a random spray paint that I nicked off my girlfriend. So I was lucky that actually it's not as off as it could have been. And then finally we get to Pooks, which is possibly the most kind of interesting but difficult to get right model. Yeah, this is kind of laughable. But actually, I was really lucky in that I've got these Knight's Armor pieces. I'm just going to re-angle the camera. Like I've backed them into a corner there. Dear oh dear. Hang on, I'm going to get the lighting sorted. There we go. There we go. I was lucky that I've got these Knight's Armor pieces in this kind of blue, what were people calling it? Blooks for Pooks, but this kind of blue silver and this Knight's Kingdom piece. So for people looking for pieces in hulls, this is a Knight's Kingdom sword. Bomonga is using a Knight's Kingdom sword. Oh, I didn't mention with Pooks. Pooks is just using a weird kind of hooky thing from Hero Factory, I think, which I don't know how well that blends in, but it might also be liable to change. We'll see in a minute. I have the mask again. It's completely custom, so I'm just using a temporary one. And this mask, this scarf, they're completely improvised. It's gonna be fun trying to find an appropriate bluish kind of metallic color to get this Nuva armor and all of these pieces painted with. Speaking of the armor, I might have misunderstood he's just putting it over his head. I may have misunderstood the breakdown, but I for the life of me do not know how this is supposed to attach. So I'm really just poking it into the hole and it's just staying there from friction at the moment, but it's incredibly wobbly. I've probably missed something really obvious. So yeah, I'll keep an eye onto that. But I grabbed this at short notice, and this isn't entirely related to the Hagah, but I like this because this is in fact a mask that my that my partner's parents gave me for Christmas. It's not really very effective actually for keeping out viruses, but it has Unity Duty Destiny on it. If you can see that, it's just really neat. So I think as a stand-in, as a thing just to throw around my work in progress Toa Hagah, I think that's fun. I think that's fun. Yeah, so that's the kind of whistle stop tour through the Hagah. If you've got very keen eyes, you'll probably see that my Iruni and Pooks in the background have got Glatorian fists and shoulder mods because that's how I roll. Sorry, people. Try and get the shield back on. Okay. Right, I'm now going to actually look at the comments. So three of these torsos are legit. The center one, that one, and this one. This is kind of a blue, spray painted one. But my lighting is bad enough that you can't really tell. Oh dear. You could spray paint the new Rama. Yeah, I definitely intend to. I definitely intend to. I mean, there isn't really any other option unless you wanted to try and dye it. But you probably have seen my dyeing video. Basically, yeah, Ty. Kualus is wearing a face mask as a scarf due to a matter of scale. I think if he actually had a face mask and I tried to wear it, it would probably just about cover my nose. I don't know. It wouldn't even be a useful condom, really, would it? The best Toa team would be 6 Pohatus. Yeah, I'm not too disappointed that an upside down torso didn't win. I think that idea does not work as well with the Metru because of these kind of these tapered shoulders. Don't think it works. But yeah, everything silver on Kualus is going to have to be spray painted. Hell, I don't even have enough silver shields because you probably can't tell, but this is actually a gold. This is a gold shield that I spray painted literally about 2 hours ago, very quickly. I'm going to bring Pooks to the fore, mainly because I'm just really pleased with that spray paint. I'm very glad that I actually grabbed that color when I saw it in the shop a few weeks ago. God, I've got to sort that head out, that helmet out. I think the better is that people will want to. And actually, speaking about Bomonga and parts is Noric uses a black torso. So if you want to grab a bunch of silver shields, then if you can get your hands on a few Norics, then you'll get the silver shields and the black torsos as well, which means you don't necessarily have to go hunting for Wenoas. Although now I think about it, Wenoas are probably easier to get than I don't know. Depends what you come across, really. But I actually have a 3D printer on order. It should be on its way in theory, but Anycubic. I ordered it from Anycubic. They are notoriously bad when it comes to. I'm going to try and get you a closer. Can I get you a closer angle on these? Okay. This is about to get dizzy, folks, so you might want to shut your eyes. There we go. Sorry about that. So, we're getting close. I nearly gave him just blue legs and decided that I was going to call him Jeans Bomongas. Bomonga. Bomongas. I know the head looks really dodgy, but Gaaki is basically accurate all up to the mask. There you go. You start to see some of the red. I really did spray paint this in a hurry. But the rest of this, I think Hydraxon is your, not Hydraxon, Maxilos is your best bet for a lot of these pieces. But Huki and Nika for the feet. No, not even for the feet, actually, just for the thigh stuff. Kualus. With Kualus, actually, I have given them for the time being. So you've got pearl grey, and then you've got like the flat silver. And I've given the flat silver pieces to Gaaki, and the pearl grey to Kualus, because they're a bit more washed out, and I thought it was less jarring with the rest of it. But yeah, okay. Why the hell did I take this camera off the podium? Because now, I know I can stand it really low, and you can get some interesting angles with it. And now, because I angled everyone looking up, it's going to look really strange. Pooks needs more pink. I don't know what you're talking about. Pooks, pink, that's ridiculous. That's something that a really sad person would do. I mean, you could do it from the point of view of this Matoran. Hello. I literally had to just swipe everything. Oh, I've really I've mucked up the focus now. Come on. There we go. I had to just wipe everything off this worktop from the stream I did last week. But yeah, I desperately need to get some sleep because I stayed up until about 3 a.m. last night watching the stream with Stuart Sager, which I was not expecting to be particularly interesting, and it turned out to be brilliant. Like, his energy was fantastic, like his enthusiasm was amazing. Hi Tesla. Yeah, if only just shouting sleep at me actually worked. But yeah, so the stream last night was really good, but it means like today I'm just like shattered. Also, I'm gesticulating a lot, but I'm gesticulating at the laptop that you can't see. But yeah, I'll give you a last quick tour of the lot of them. Again, I'll try and do some sort of breakdown, a proper breakdown closer to the time. Oh, that's an interesting thing you might miss on. There you go. There's a closer view to the kind of torso of Bomonga. I mean, this is all available. The breakdown is pretty good for that area. Oh shit, I've just remembered something really massive that we haven't checked yet, and that's which elements of each model is liable to change. So let's do that. So, starting with starting with Pooks by Kodiak, which, by the way, I'm really disappointed that Kodiak's Bomonga didn't get through. I would have really liked that model. I'm just trying to see. So yeah, with Kodiak's model, Pouks, the color is up for grabs. The mask is still actually up for grabs, so it could still not be a Kakama. And the spirit is up for grabs. And if anything, I would kind of hope that maybe gets changed. I don't know. And right, moving on to Gaaki. There she is. Didn't mean to be looking down the top. Here we are. So this was built by Donny, only one N, who also came really close to getting Pooks canonized as well. I'm not sure if it even says in the topic about changing anything. So I'm just scrolling through the topic. I can set for my mask to be altered. Yes, Gaaki. Right. So actually on Gaaki, everything's up for grabs as well. So the mask could still be changed. the color could still be changed, and the spear tip could still be changed. So actually quite a lot of change potentially out of these at the moment. No, I don't have a Toa Tammy self-mock at the moment, at least, because Tammy, the Matoran of Light, is just hanging out over there, apparently going, hey, that's a really cool pose I did completely by accident. Right, moving on to Bomonga. So I'm literally just holding the camera in one hand and scrolling with the other. Why do I do this to myself? By the underscore double, who also did Hellrix. Okay, the metallic color could change, but the mask and the spear tip aren't supposed to change. Personally, I think just spray painting a regular Faxon gold is perfectly good enough. But it depends how purist you want to get with it, and I think that's something that actually even the artwork could even tweak. So yeah, this could still be silver, or we might even get a gunmetal Bomonga after all. I don't know. And where is the last one? Kualus. Just looks absurd. Kualus. This is done by Subpar Faux which is fantastic username. I love that. Consent to change. Right, so the color could be changed, but nothing else. So that mask that I haven't even gotten printed yet is set, as is this, which means I'm going to have to find a better one because that is bent. I wonder if you can still change the color of the scarf though. I don't know. Yeah, so in summary, color, spear, and mask could still be changed. Color, spear, and mask could still be changed. Color could be changed, but nothing else. Color could be changed, but nothing else. So that actually could really affect how the team looks overall if the colors get shifted around. Like maybe someone will try and make Gaaki, I don't know, we'll try and make one of the silver ones dark gray so that it's 222. I don't know. I think the gold could be switched to copper. I personally would really hope it doesn't, because these pieces come in gold, and the only part that has to be painted, unless you've run out of torso pieces like I have, the only part that has to be painted is the mask. I think if we had to paint everything copper, that would really suck. Unless I've completely missed. Yeah, it's the only gold entry we've got at the moment. Yeah, I kind of hope the spear maybe gets changed on. I was about to call him Pohatu, kind of proving my point. On Pooks Hatu. That's at the moment he is Pukatu. But metallic blue, I could go for metallic blue for Gaaki possibly. Although you run into the same problem, is that when it comes to the model, you then have every piece in the right color except for the mask, and then you have to suddenly recolor everything, and I don't know if I want to go through that shit. Make the ice one gold, 3 silver and 3 gold. So yeah, you'd have to make Pooks, I guess, silver in that case, wouldn't you? Oh, actually, when it comes to Pooks, another really important thing, and I've learned something today, and it's not often that I learn something. Really selling myself there. This piece, I did not even know comes in the kind of I think it's called medium brown. This Metru brown, basically. I did not realize that it even come in this, and I kind of wish I didn't tell you people this, because now you're all going to try and get these parts, and I'm going to want them to. But The rest I've done in grey because I haven't got enough of them, because the only set that comes with this medium brown socket is Roporack, Visorack Roporack, the brown Visorack, and it's just got the one, and it's under the torso, under the head. It connects the front two legs. Sorry, I'm just switching over to more stable hand. Yeah, so you're gonna need, and I really hate it when this happens, but you're gonna need 4 Roporacks worth of that socket to just build that one tower. So that's a pain in the ass, but I also think going for dark, just sticking with the dark bluish grey is perfectly legit. I was even prepared to paint a bunch of these sockets black for Bomonga, but actually the underscore doubles kind of done us a solid actually by making all of these sockets grey, although they could still change in the final piece, I suppose. Of course, yeah, we could. I reserve the right to discard all of my comments in the event that they all get made metallic pink. No, metallic rose. Yeah. Pooks, Bomonga, Iruni gold. Pooks, Bomonga, Iruni gold, yeah, and the rest silver. I can see it. I can see it. It'll be very interesting to see if we do come out of this with just 2 colours and we've just erased the bluish silver and the pearl dark grey. It will be interesting to see what happens. But anyway, this is just a short stream of to cap off what has been a bonkers evening for me, because I've just been running around my my room trying to get all these pieces together, and yeah, that's about that. Any last questions on parts or build or anything? Bearing in mind, I have not built these 100% perfectly to their creators' wishes, and they are subject to changes in the artwork. No, cool. Alrighty, metallic red would be cool. Actually, that would be really cool. But yeah, thanks for so many of you stopping by on this completely impromptu, mad setup, and hopefully I'll have a working computer next time to do something like this. Anyway, have a great evening. Enjoy the last bits of Bionicle Day 2, Bionicle, I think, and yeah, keep rocking. Bye.